Hello everyone, thank you for joining me this evening. This is going to be my first YouTube upload. I'm going to find my groove, get into the groove here, but the goal is to be able to share a lot of information that I know I have that could be very helpful for other pet owners, save you some money, take that stress out of your mind. My name is Ashley Herr. I am owner of Her's Excellence, founded by Green Machine. And I have a 7-year-old Cocker Spaniel who was born with portosystemic liver disease. So it's been quite a journey, trying to figure out how to keep him healthy, how to maintain, regular blood checks. It's a whole thing, honestly. If you have a dog with liver disease, or if you have a pet that suffers from maybe diabetes, kidney disease, this whole regimen that I'm gonna share with you guys is something that could really change your life. It could make you have full faith to leave your dog home alone all day without getting sick on you. It's a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to take care of a sick animal or even a sick human. So it brings me a lot of joy to be able to create this channel and share with you guys a little bit of what I've learned along the way. And it's been a tough journey. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to Gomez. He turned 7 this year in about 2 weeks, and liver shunt dogs, they're destined 7 to 10 years is kind of their lifespan. I think he's probably going to live a lot longer. So with this regimen that I have, it took me years to figure it out. Probably he was 4 when I think I got it all down right. Come here, Gomez. Gomez is hungry and grumpy, but this is my Gomez. He weighs about 18 pounds. You can tell he's a liver shunt dog. So when I first started and I first got Gomez, I noticed that he had liver disease because he would head press into corners, head press into cushions. On the nastier side of things, he would vomit blood, feces blood, seizures, things like that, weak limbs. That's kind of how you can tell if your dog has a liver shunt. It's very hard for the vet to determine if your dog has a liver shunt unless they have like super good radiograph machines, or they want to send you up to, if you're in Florida, Gainesville, and it's about $4,000 to $5,000 for surgeries like that. Maybe your dog will make it through, maybe they won't. So the other option is controlling your dog's health with diet. You can fully manage almost any disease out there with just a healthier diet. So what I like to do for my boy is I keep him on an organic turkey for his protein, and that's going to be the meat supplement for his actual meal. When you feed your dog a fresh diet, it's very important to remember that the food digests quicker. There's probably less calories in it than in the kibble food that you also were giving your dog at some point. So you do have to feed your dog more, bigger portions and more throughout the day. So I'm going to kind of show you guys some of the things that I use in my daily routines with him. Gomez is about 18 pounds, so he gets 5 meals a day, and we use a scale, a food grade scale, to weigh all of his individual meals. So his first meal of the day is at 6:30 a.m. Second meal of the day is at 10. Third meal of the day is usually 12:30 to 1. Fourth meal of the day is 5 p.m. And then the fifth meal of the day, dinner, would be at 9:30, 10. So that's kind of our regimen that we have learned. If your dog kind of is a dog that likes to potty around the house, it's better to feed your dog earlier in the evening. That way they digest all that stuff before you go to bed. Less accidents. So I'm going to show you some of the ingredients that we use for Gomez's meals. He gets 5 meals a day, as mentioned before. Per meal, this is the ingredients that I use. So I have a graph that I'm going to share with you guys for his weight limit. Again, he is 18 pounds. So I try to make sure I feed him just enough, but not too much. So we have organic broccoli, organic carrots, organic turkey. You can only find this organic turkey brand at Publix. It's a little expensive. But in my situation, Gomez has liver disease. You want to use a low protein diet for your dog. If they're having seizures, just means they cannot detoxify themselves. And meat is one of those things. It's hard to detoxify when you have a liver issue. Organic sweet potatoes. I do incorporate organic Nativa coconut oil into my sweet potatoes. 1 tablespoon will go into a mixture of at least 1 to 2 potatoes that are baked. I bake them at 350 for 1 hour. And then we have the organic green beans. They are organic, as you can tell. I get these from Publix, of course. Everything is from Publix. Organic celery. And then organic cucumber and zucchini go in the same bin. I find it most convenient. Now, one thing I will say is you definitely don't want to get your green beans wet. If you get your green beans wet and put them in your container wet, they will just get gross. Gomez is very hungry, aren't you, Gomez? So we are going to start making this food up here. And so when it comes to preparing your meal for your liver shunt dog, maybe just your dog that has kidney disease that's forming, you want to detoxify them, this is the best meal to get all the nasty preservatives out of your dog. It's all organic, no preservatives, no additional additives, natural sugars, of course, because sweet potatoes have a lot of sugar in them. One thing I can say is it is healthy for your dog to get a little bit of salt here. It keeps the blood pressure up. So maybe once a month I'll dash a little bit of iodized salt over his food just to help his blood pressure stay good. And then we do have supplements that I'm also going to show you guys towards the end of the video that I put on top of his meals. So the first thing I do is I cut everything up and then I blend it. And then I do like to give it a little heat in the pan on the stove. Nothing too hot. It's mainly just for him to have something a little bit warmer. As we all know, if it's a little warmer, it's going to digest just a little bit easier than something that's very cold. So we're going to blend this all up. Would you mind handing me the supplements out? I'm going to show you guys some of the supplements that we put on top of his food. And if you have any questions as well about maybe why I use certain things that I use in his diet, feel free to add to the comments below. Follow the link to my business page, get my direct number there. And then you always have to add about a tablespoon of water to your blender, or else it will not blend right. It's just too thick. So I add about 1.5 tablespoons usually. Everything's pretty much measured when it comes to this stuff. Dogs with serious health issues, as we all know, they can fluctuate weight. So I do take the portions that I give him pretty seriously. And when it comes to sweet potatoes, you never want to give your dog too many sweet potatoes because that can lead to heart disease as well. So I'm going to blend this up and then we're going to resume to the final step, which is going to be his supplements, how often I incorporate these supplements. And yeah, this same meal that I just showed you guys is his regular meal. He gets that for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and one other meal throughout the day is a fruit snack. I give him sliced up organic bananas, sliced up organic oranges, about 2 tablespoons of each, 1 organic blueberry cut up because blueberries are high in antioxidants. You only want to give your dog about 1 to 2 at most per day. And then I do use a Cocoa June organic coconut cream yogurt. That's also, it's from actually a health food store. You can't get that at Publix. So that's not from Publix. But I will show you guys that as well. Let me get this blended and then show you what it looks like. And then we'll review just a couple more things. Alrighty, so we're to the final step. We have our green mush. He loves it. He absolutely loves it. Now you're probably kind of wondering, why do I feed my dog so much each day? Like I mentioned before, fresh diets, they really do digest a lot quicker, especially if your dog does have liver disease. They do not digest most of the food, and that's where supplements really come into play. Pretty much like 80 to 90% of what Gomez eats, if it wasn't blended, it would come out whole, and he definitely is pretty high up there for liver disease. So I like to scrape the food into the pot here. I just get it a little bit warm. I throw the pan on medium for about 2.5 to 3 minutes, just until the food kind of gets a little green juicy. And then another important thing with doing a fresh diet is, if you're going to be strictly making your dog a diet similar to this, you have to make sure you're giving them bone broth. You can put the bone broth on top of the food if you'd like. And your dog should have at least about 1/2 tablespoon a day to 1 tablespoon a day. It's not really incorporated inside of the meat like you would think it is. So you do need to have bone broth, and I'm going to show you what that looks like while this heats up here. So the bone broth jug. I'm gonna show you what the bone broth jug looks like here, so you can actually buy it from your local store if you'd like. So you can do turkey or you can do chicken. I like turkey a lot. Turkey is lower like in ammonia levels. It's easier to detoxify in your body, to digest. Everybody knows turkey's healthier for you, let's be honest. So we use turkey. Gomez is a funny boy. He likes snacks a lot because he really does have like portosystemic liver disease. He was born with it. There's really nothing we could do about it. I don't want to put him under surgery and risk his life. I just want to cure him with his diet. So he likes ice cubes. I make him ice cubes out of these bone broths, and I put them in a little container. I'll show you. And that's kind of how we go about it. The ice cubes, I let them sit in a little bowl while he's eating so they can actually fall a little bit. I don't give them to him super hard. And then I'll show you guys what his food looks like here. We're still kind of warming up a little bit. So Gomez gets this meal again at 6:30 a.m., at 12 p.m., at 5 p.m., and then at around 9 p.m. for dinner time. Now, if your dog is very, very critically ill, and you know for a fact they cannot have any protein, they're vomiting blood, they're discharging blood from the rear, it's just bad, they're seizing every day, you want to use tempeh in placement of turkey. Tempeh you can buy at your bakery store, your whole goods store. You can buy it at Publix. This is what tempeh looks like. If you've never seen it before, it is, of course, human food, like all of his food is. And you want to keep it very, very sealed when you're using it. So when we use it, we'll slice the top, we'll peel the plastic back small portions at a time, and we'll slice just a little bit off. I'm going to show you the food portion scale that I use for Gomez. Again, he is about 18 pounds. He is full-bred Cocker Spaniel, so his parents were both around 30-35 pounds. He should be eating a lot of food. So this is pretty much the weight amounts that I have. It's by ounces. I use an everyday kitchen ounce scale. So cucumber and zucchini, I do a good amount of. Green beans, celery, I do the same. And then I do exchange tempeh for 2 meals of the day. So like I mentioned, Gomez really does have severe liver disease. He does not eat turkey all day. For breakfast and for dinner, we do tempeh. For lunch and for snack is his 5 p.m. meal, we do turkey. So this would be his 5 p.m. meal that I'm making the video for right now. We're doing turkey, of course. And for every single meal that I do give Gomez, fruit snack that I mentioned earlier, he gets that at around 9-10 a.m. They all get these supplements that I order from New Earth. I'm going to put the link below. I highly recommend these supplements. They are human grade. I recommend them for you, for grandma, for anybody. They are amazing. So the one that I highly, highly, highly recommend, you can just give it to your dog if you just want to keep them healthy. It's Body. Body is a overall balanced nutritional supplement. Has wild green algae in it, but it's the safe kind. So it's supposed to make your body heal and generate the way it was meant to. So when I first started giving Gomez these body pills right here, he was about 7 months old, about 9 pounds at that time, very sick. And he had all impounded teeth. His teeth weren't falling out. He wasn't growing. And I started incorporating these into a natural fresh diet that he was already on. And these pushed all of his impounded teeth out. He grew about 6 inches upwards. He got tall. So I highly, highly recommend these. A nutritionist that I consulted with about 6 years ago now showed me this. So highly recommend these. Another supplement that he does get every morning in his breakfast is spectrabiotic. We give him 1 cap of spectrabiotic every morning. Body goes in every meal. And then mushrooms are supposed to be a good source of like antioxidants and things like that. So we order a wild blend called Defend of mushrooms. It's basically shiitake, like 30 different other ones. And these pills are a little expensive, I won't lie to you. It's about like 40 for the body, about 70 for this one, and about 50 for the Spectra, but they last you a very long time. There's 120 in this bottle, I believe, for the bottle of body. And then if your dog is the kind of dog that has thyroid issues as well, Gomez has thyroid issues for sure. He has bad eyesight starting to form. We did incorporate the standard process. My veterinarian did recommend this to me, and wholeheartedly, ever since we put him on this about 2 years ago now, when he was about 4, I can't even tell that he has retinal atrophy. It's like he can see completely normal again. So highly, highly recommend this standard process canine thyroid support, the A1950, and highly recommend the body support, especially if your dog doesn't want to eat much, they're just acting very sick, lethargic. This is going to give them all the nutrients they need. I did want to kind of mention too, if you know, you're watching this video and you're at that stage where, you know, your dog has liver disease and you just don't think anything's going to help. When Gomez was at his worst, I used a lot of watermelon, coconut water. I'm going to show you the bottle of coconut water as well. Anything that you could get your dog to hydrate themselves with is going to pull them back out of that critical state. So organic coconut water and watermelon will definitely help your dog get stable again, really as much as they want. Just make sure they're hydrating, they're staying flushed. Yeah. And then as your dog gets older, it is very important to make sure that you keep up with blood panels. The diet that I give Gomez, you can't even tell anymore that he has liver shunt. His enzymes are not elevated whatsoever. So I've pretty much nailed it on the head with this diet. If you are thinking that is a lot of food to buy, that's a lot of things to incorporate, the good thing is you don't have to go over the top like I do. You can just use 3 vegetables. You can use zucchini, cucumber, and celery. And you can just use those, a little bit more portions of each, with your meat and with your sweet potato. The sweet potato is going to give you fiber so the dog can actually form harder poops. And of course the meat gives you the protein. There is protein in broccoli and green beans and zucchini. There's protein in all of those vegetables. It is a lower amount of protein, but it is still protein. So back in the day when Gomez was very sick and very little, I did not feed him any meat. He was a vegetarian for about 6 months. Tempeh was something that I used. I would, bake it, but I don't recommend baking tempeh because it kills all the bacteria in it. And that's something that I recently learned. To keep your tempeh at its livest form, you want to keep it more room temperature. So you can bring it out of the fridge and barely heat it up on your stove in the mixture and then serve it to your dog. But the more hot you get your tempeh, the less it's really going to be doing for your dog's gut health. This whole diet right here will cleanse your dog's gut if they're having irritable bowel syndrome, if they are trying to pass kidney stones. You want to get them off preservatives. You want to get them off kibble. It's just going to save your pockets. It's going to save you so much money, and the quality of life for your pet's going to be so much better. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all of the information that I've shared with you. Gomez is beyond ready for his meal. He's gonna tear it up here, and I'm gonna post another video shortly. My next video is actually gonna go over kind of how to detox your dog if you're going through just a rough time, you really don't know what to do. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over different diet techniques and changes. Yeah, and leave me any comments or notes in the section below, anything that you would like me to review for you guys, or any questions that you have. It's been a long 6 years, and he's had everything from seizures to just being told he wasn't going to make it, and diet is everything. Diet will change your entire life. So I hope you guys really did enjoy this video and learned something that may help you just get through the days a little easier when it comes to managing your dog's health. Follow me below on my business page as well, and I look forward to hearing from all of you guys. I just want to be here for you guys and help you out on anything that I can.